Hi and welcome to another episode of my Learning Lightroom series. Today I want to take you through the Post Crop Vignette tool in the Effects panel. Well, for a start, how does a Post Crop Vignette differ from a normal vignette? Well, let me show you. Let's use this image here, and I'm going to go to the bottom of the Lens Corrections panel. And here, right at the bottom, we've got Lens Vignetting. And what we can do, we can change the amount of vignetting we've got to make any corrections if there's any discrepancies that the lens is producing. And we can move the midpoint, and that decides how far it goes in. Now let's go to the crop tool and crop the image. We'll crop it down to something like that. If I now go back to the lens vignetting here and move it backwards and forwards, you'll see that it stays with the actual original image. But at the moment, at the top here, there is nothing happening as far as the vignette's concerned. It's all happening at the boundary of the original image, which isn't really any good. In order to be able to get the vignette to travel with the actual crop, we need the effects panel. So what I'll do, I'll just reset all this. And if we go down to the effects panel now, in the effects panel we have Post Crop Vignetting. And this is effectively the same, but it will actually travel with the crop. So if I now accept this crop, and then what we'll do is we'll put a dark vignette round, just to show you, and the midpoint we'll drag it in a little bit, just so you can see that there is a vignette. And now if we go back to the crop tool and extend that crop back up, say, to the original image size, and accept that, the vignette travels with it. Just show you that again. We'll recrop, can crop to any size, we'll just take it down a little bit. The vignette actually stays with the size of the image. Now we can go further and customize this vignette. Here we can see we've got midpoint, roundness, feather, and then highlights. Well, what I prefer to do first off is take off the feather altogether, and that allows me to see exactly where this vignette is going to go. And I can change the midpoint, how far I want it to go into the image. I can change the roundness. Do I want it square or do I want it oval? I'll just set it somewhere like that, and then I'll move the feather so I can put the feathering in, and that softens all the edge. Now I know this is a bit over the top, but it's just to show you. And finally we've got a highlight slider. Now the highlight slider gives priority to some of the highlights that are in the image that may have been toned down a little bit by the vignette. And if we move that, you'll see, especially in the sky, some of those clouds will come back through again. So it just allows any highlights that have been toned down to be rescued, and they can actually come back through the vignette. Now there are also some styles, and there are three. You've got highlight priority, colour priority, and paint overlay. Now if I'm honest, I've never moved this from highlight priority, as the others don't seem to make much difference. But according to Adobe, I'll just take you through what they say. Highlight priority enables highlight recovery, but can lead to colour shifts in dark areas of a photo. It's suitable for photos with bright image areas such as clip specular highlights, and behaves more like a traditional exposure burn. Right, okay, yeah, well you can see that it does let some of these highlights through. Colour priority minimises colour shifts in dark areas of a photo but cannot perform highlight recovery. Also behaves more like a traditional exposure burn. Well, let's try that. Colour priority, this particular image makes, well, I can't see a difference. I don't know whether you can, but I certainly can't. And then paint overlay, similar to an overlay of black or white paint. So I suppose if we put that on, it does tend to look a little bit more neutral around these edges, because all we're doing is putting a black or a white overlay on rather than a transition. But to be honest, I leave that set to highlight priority and I don't mess with it. Well, that's it for the Post Crop Vignette feature in the effects panel. I hope you found that useful. If you did, please subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss future episodes. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.